Hey everybody, it's Sam. This is my response to Module 4, and you probably already noticed when you watched my video that I mislabeled it, so I hope you're able to watch my right module. But anyways, this is my response. I'd like to start off with Daniela, and I appreciate you talking about, starting your video off with that the LGBTQIA director won a level from UNCW and a state level award. And you also described her as kind of amazing, and it's really nice to know that we have people like that on the UNCW campus because it makes me feel like they're approachable, and I'll be glad to meet them one day when I come to campus. But I'd like to focus on the survey that you talked about, that the students were surveyed about how they felt and how knowledgeable they are about the LGBTQIA community. And the question of that is, do we ask those students? And I think it goes back to what Dr. Strayhorn talked about at his keynote speech a few weeks ago. And the main part of that regarding to this, if we don't ask our students, how do we know? So it's very important to ask our students on sensitive topics like sometimes sexual orientation can be. So I think you brought up a great point with that. Next is Adam. It was really hard for me to hear the audio for your video, but I think I got a good portion to be able to talk about. You talked about multiple dimensions and that there are 6 different factors. And what I kind of got from that and what I heard was that you talked about to end prejudice, it has to start with the majority group holding the oppression, which is people that are heterosexual. And this would give a voice to the minorities. And I like how you're able to connect with the readings, and you said that it's because you're part of the majority group. And then I really appreciate you talking about the sensitivity training that you had at your job, and that it gave a good perspective to people that might not know a lot. And also something that you hit on that I guess I sort of talked about in my video was that terms and phrases that we use or that were acceptable then are not acceptable now, even though people still use them. And moving on to Laura, you talked about heteronormativity, and that describes social inequalities of being straight, and that it's better to understand others if you understand yourself. And segueing into that, you talked about yourself being less feminine, that you wear no or little makeup and baggy shirts. And then moving on to, you talked about that not all drag queens are gay. Some just simply do it because they enjoy to do it. And then on the other hand, some of them are gay, but they're uncomfortable. And I think you said that uncomfortable that they are gay. I think that's a very interesting mindset. And then also you asked the question, should medical insurance cover transgender surgeries? And I think it would be okay. I would relate it to if someone was born with both body parts and the parents chose whether they were going to have a male or female child. I think that's kind of along the same lines, and if they feel that they are more one of the gender than the other, who's to say that they are wrong? And lastly, I will go talk about Brittany's video, and Brittany is my best friend. We've known each other for about 6 years now, and I just wanted to let y'all know that her talking about her childhood and telling you about how she feels less feminine, it's a really big deal because she's very shy and doesn't always talk about things of that sort. And I also learned something new about her, which is what I really enjoy about these videos and talking about our experiences. But you talked about how the girls picked on you when you were little because you played Mortal Kombat, and they said that it was a boys' game and wanted to know why you were playing that. And definitely environment is a huge deal because since you grew up with your cousins and your older brother, they are all guys, so that's just what you grew up with, and that played a role in it. And then you also talked about the pressures that the media puts on us, and I think that's a huge deal, whether it be for sexual orientation, but even racism and touchy subjects, what the media projects is what a lot of people believe in based off of that. And that's all I have for my response. I took a lot of notes, and I probably could go on and on about this subject and, what everybody talked about, but that's all I have for today, and I look forward to hearing everybody else's responses. Have a great night. Bye.